The National EMS for Children program is implementing 3 new EMS-related performance measures. The 3 new measures for the program are submission of NEMSIS version 3 data, pediatric emergency care coordination, and skill checking on pediatric equipment. These measures might sound daunting, but remember, you'll have 10 years to achieve them. Let's discuss the first measure, which is about the submission of NEMSIS version 3 data. This measure does not require any data collection via survey and will be reported at the state level by working with your state data manager. The measure reads, the degree to which EMS agencies submit NEMSIS-compliant version 3 data to the state EMS office. So you may be asking yourself, what is NEMSIS? NEMSIS stands for the National Emergency Medical Services Information System. NEMSIS is a national effort to standardize the collection of EMS data by capturing EMS agency-level data submitted from every state and territory in the United States. The data collection effort starts at the local agency level, where EMS agencies can select their own EMS data elements to be collected, in addition to the required state and national data elements. The data is submitted from the local EMS agency to the state, and then on to the national repository at the NEMSIS Technical Assistance Center. Let's listen as Clay Mann, the principal investigator of the NEMSIS project, explains why the transition to version 3 is important for improving EMS care and how the EMS for Children's program's involvement in this important project will improve pediatric emergency care for children.
So there's probably 4 important areas of improvement moving to the version 3 standard for NEMSIS rather than version 2. Number 1 is that the data that we collect is more likely to be clean, valid, and reliable just because of some changes we've made to the structure. Number 2 is that at the national level we collect much more information regarding the patient that allows us to look at performance of EMS professionals and the improvement in care to patients in a much clearer way than we could under version 2. The structure allows the data to be moved more easily with health information exchanges, so if there's other governmental or agency level folks who wish to share their data, that's much easier to do under the version 3 structure. And finally, the data moves more quickly between sources of data. So for example, we're seeing on average with version 3 the close of a record in the field somewhere in Nebraska until arrival of that data in our national registry is on average about 7 minutes. And so the data pushes through the registries much quicker.
Why is version 3 necessary for process improvement in EMS?
Yeah, so version 3 was an important step in that regard. First off, providing the ability at a national level to look at more patient-specific elements. So benchmarking or kind of quality improvement compared to peer-like agencies or like states, that's all possible now with the national V3 data because we can actually look at specific patient outcomes. And so EMS agencies can more easily benchmark their work with like agencies or with national averages. And then of course, the fact that the data moves quickly, right? With existing registries, it's always hard for somebody to compare their performance to what they did 6 months ago if the registry is very dated. So the fact that the data moves very quickly can provide timely performance improvement measures.
Now let's take a moment and listen to Duane Lopez, the Hawaii EMSC program manager, to hear how he's currently using EMS data in his state.
By looking at our 911 EMS calls, dispatch, we took their dispatch information and data, and we took our WebCare EPCR data, and we broke it down by age groups and then into zip codes, and then we started to look at what our trends are. So we looked at our top 10 dispatch complaints of why an ambulance was dispatched to a certain area. So we have it down into breathing problems, falls, and then we have the catch-all, which is just sick person. We found huge zip code areas that were very high in breathing problems for kids, adolescents, and pediatrics. So now we're having the first program in the state that is doing a cross-branch sharing of information in detail at that granular level.
people continue to recognize the value of EMS data and the way we're collecting it. There's no other healthcare registry on the planet that is attempting to collect real-time, census-based, every single patient registry. That just does not exist. And the fact that we're taking such a big bite off of this and trying to do this in such a different way, it has such incredible value, right? What would it be like if we really knew 7 minutes later what happened to all patients across the country? That just does not exist in any other registry. So it's incredibly exciting for me.
The goal for this measure is that by 2021, 80% of EMS agencies in the state submit NEMSIS compliant version 3 data to the state EMS office for all 911 initiated EMS activations. Improving the quality of care in the pre-hospital setting is only possible with good data.